Hey there. I'm gonna round this up and I'm holding my camera by myself. So I don't have a fancy tripod or anything of that sort, so I'm gonna keep this brief. Um, I just wanted to say that I agree with everything everybody's already said, and so again I won't repeat a lot of it. Something that struck me during the wake was when our family was so big that we had two rows and I had to spill over into the next aisle with the Bronco side. I was thinking kind of about how, and I was thinking about this too when we were driving through Racine, because I think Racine is such a cool city and it's got so much character, and I think it's really funny and interesting that you decided to move away from what you were calling in the eulogy your roots, and you chose to um, give our family this space and this independence that your dad would have never done. And I thought that was a really interesting thing about you, and probably had a lot to do with your relationship in ways that we don't understand. But I feel really grateful that we have our own little tribe. And in some ways, I always used to feel distant from those Racine relatives of ours. But I think it was because our nucleus was so much tighter. And I think it's uncomparable of with any of the families on either side. And I think that all the families on both sides crave being around our family because of just the amount of natural love that occurs between all of us, and how much fun we have and how much friendship there is between all of us. So I think that I of course have learned a lot from your strength during this process, and I've also learned a lot from your weaknesses during this process, and how there's some scars there that you know, we'll never understand, and we don't have to. But we're here to remind you that you have a lot to live for, and in the face of death, that's become all the more true. And I'm going to continue to remind you that when these not next, quite next generation, we can't call it, of youngsters come around, we can't call them next generation when Sophia and Luciana are so tiny still, and not to mention Reese. But when the next set of grandkids come around, they're gonna need you guys to not be pushed off cliffs. So yes, I'll hit on that like Tony Nan did. That's out of the question. So just to sum up, I love you guys. I hope you're having fun. I just woke up to a text about a sunset, and I just think it couldn't have been more appropriate, the ending, and letting you guys get to fly off into that sunset. It's beautiful. Dad, good job on the eulogy. It was amazing, and everybody I think felt a lot of solace, and it brought closure in a way that I think your dad was proud of. By the way, Anne introduced herself in her video, said this is Anne. That was funny. Tony said Uncle Sam instead of Grandpa Sam at one point. And let me see. Uh, I guess that the last thing I'll say is, Dad, now that your dad is gone, Mr. Wolfel said to me, on Wednesday night, he said, there's nobody between your dad and God now, which I think is kind of a crazy way of framing it. But what I was going to say about it is that I think that at this point you're going to need to figure out finally what you want to be when you grow up, because now you're the grown up, um, and maybe you can be a motivational speaker or something like that. Remember, like with the duct tape, and no motivational speaker can go from using duct tape in a motivational speech to using duct tape to throw them off the cliff. So that's all I gotta say. I love you guys, and enjoy Hawaii, and we'll see you when you get back. Don't take any helicopter rides. Okay, bye.